Wow. This is unbelievable. How did you know all that stuff?
I did my research.
Nerdrotic.com.
Where were you on that list? I mean, you made all the other ones. I mean, hell, you were ahead of me on one of them. You were at July.
I think it's because I constantly remind them that I actually am black, and it would look really bad to say that the black guy is the white supremacist. So
that's 100%. They did not really talk about world-class bullshitters, although they used a clip of it, but they didn't show his avatar or talk about the fact that he's not a white dude. They put some women on that list, but never actually outlined them in the article or put them in the video because they wanted to make it seem like it's just a bunch of angry white men.
Yep, it's all about that narrative.
Yeah.
Funny that they release it 3 years after the fact, you know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
like,
timely.
Especially considering what's happened over the last month with the Gina Carano canceling, and especially the way they fired her and what they said afterwards and perpetuating a lie.
This entire article, 70-minute read, apparently. I saw some people saying, wow, this was really well researched. You are confusing a lot of information being included for something being well researched.
One of the issues with this article is this is what a lot of these SJWs and people who defend, you know, these type of companies do. They shoot you with so much information that you can't debunk it at all. So you basically get lost.
Information overload. All the electronics around you poisoning the airwaves. Technological fucking civilization.
And so that's the reason why they're bringing in Gamergate and they're bringing in, you know, the alt-right Yahtzees, you know, all these things. So you're being forced to defend all this stuff being shot at you at once, and you really get lost from the main point, which is these movies suck.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's exactly it. I had so many people going like, why don't you read the article first? I'm not going to fucking waste my time reading a dumbass article if this is what you present. You present me with this shitty fucking trailer with a bunch of things that are cut together to form a narrative that you want, but is not what they're saying. Like, you can see in the clip that they take something that Ryan said and then cut it with something that Jeremy said and then something that, you know, world-class bullshitter said. Together it makes a sentence, but that's not what they said individually.
I wanted to read this.
Okay, go ahead.
Portion from the article that gives you an idea of where the mindset is and possibly the motivation behind it. The Last Jedi forged an ambitious path forward in a time when governments around the world were regressing into fear and hatred, spurred on by the growth of progressive politics and the rise of minority populations. Johnson took a beloved cornerstone of Western culture. Why would you say Western culture? That's an interesting way to put it there. You wouldn't be Marxist, would you? And turned it on its head, much like Star Wars creator George Lucas had done with the franchise's prequel trilogy. In the film, Johnson questions the beliefs and principles of the saga's legendary heroes and lore. The journey of each character is defined by failure that could have been avoided if characters from different races, genders, and age groups simply communicated with one another.
Did we watch the same fucking movie? What are you talking about? That did not happen in the film. What fucking film did you watch? You goddamn idiots. That did not happen in the movie. What happened in the movie is that they had Luke Skywalker try to kill his nephew because he had a wet dream. That's what the fuck happened. They turned him into an evil, into like a feckless evil villain over a fucking vision. This is the same man who went to all ends to save his father, to the point that he was willing to sacrifice everybody else to save this man because he still thought he could be redeemed even after he had killed hundreds of thousands of people, probably with his own hands, and billions of more. His nephew is like, oh, I gotta kill this fool. And is ready to do it. That's what happened. Does that make any damn sense to you? What the hell does that have to do with any gobbledygook about they're changing things, they're being more progressive? That has nothing to do with it. You took an established character who had a complete story arc and you said, fuck the arc. I don't like that he's a man and that everybody likes the character. We want the female character to be the one that everybody likes. So we're going to destroy him to make you like her, as if that was going to fucking work. You know how well it worked? Nobody liked her. They all liked Kylo Ren. That's how well it fucking worked.
Where the fuck is Ben?
Rey Skywalker.
No! Fucking hate Star Wars!
So they follow it up by proving our point, okay? In one scene, he sends the iconography of the past up in flames, only to imply that the parts worth saving would be passed on to the next generation. Well, it was actually Yoda who, but it
You
doesn't
know they
matter.
didn't see the film. You know that.
Yeah. At the beating heart of the film is a courageous mechanic known as Rose Tico, played by Vietnamese-American actress Kelly Marie Tran, whose ceaseless compassion and drive to dismantle inhuman powers around her culminate in the most critical line of the film, that to truly defeat those who seek to subjugate you, your true power is what you love, not destroying what you hate. But you just destroyed Luke
The
Skywalker.
worst line in the film.
Yes.
The worst line.
Was that before or after she tried to like force herself on Finn?
Yeah.
It was right before. I
The
mean,
sexual assault.
Okay. How about the beginning of the film when she doesn't know anything about him and thinks he's running away? So she shoots him with electricity, not knowing whether or not it'll take the man's life.
This is the last paragraph here. These themes and characterizations make The Last Jedi a film that dares to move culture into a more diverse and hopeful future. And in response, the film has been faced with an organized hate campaign against it.
The fuck are you talking about, woman? What is wrong with you?
Organized. Oh, it's a big conspiracy.
Yeah. Maybe it's just you told a bad story. You had a bad film with shitty characters. Maybe that's just what happened, and everybody recognized that it was shit, except for a handful of idiots on Twitter.
And then it was a bad movie, which is fine. We've had bad movies in the past. The problem is Lucasfilm blamed the fans for the bad movie, and then you started elevating this situation where people were getting frustrated. We're like, no, we just didn't like the movie. We're not racist and sexist. We just didn't like the movie. But then you kept hearing this narrative and these articles written by Hollywood, mainstream Lucasfilm employees pushing this nonsense, this bunch of angry white men that don't like it because it has diversity. That's where this really started to become a situation where people started fighting back against it. That's how all of this was created. It was because Lucasfilm and the mainstream blamed the fans for the bad fucking movie that they created.
The basic takeaway is that they labeled a lot of us as, like, they would just reference you as alt-right YouTuber RK Outpost, alt-right YouTuber Geeks and Gamers. Like, that's how they were using it. Down at the bottom, near the bottom of this long-ass stupid fucking article, it does say a few things. It talks about how they define people. The following criteria was used to classify an account as alt-right/radical right. 1, the majority of the count must have been dedicated to pushing right-wing political ideology that included characteristics of the alt-right or radical right-wing spaces.
Doesn't mean
What does
shit.
that mean?
What does it even mean?
That means fucking nothing.
Yo, just
Word
listen.
soup.
Just
It's
wait.
fucking word soup.
Just wait. Including anti-feminist rhetoric and targeting of female creators, targeting of people of color or use of anti-white language, conspiracy theories, and or excessive use of Gamergate-era terminology such as SJW. So if you use the word SJW, they are defining you as alt-right and putting that in this thing.
The person that made this, and I say it in the nicest of terms, is fucking mental. For somebody to put something like this together, I think there had to be some sort of at least unsanctioned nod from certain people. Easily. Had to be. But the point is, 2017 phoned me up and they said, hi, can we have our hit piece back? Because this is utterly useless. Useless.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's useless, as. It's got the keywords in there for search. This has been done multiple times before, and it's just, you're right. It's a word fucking soup, and it has the right keywords. So now when people search us, this thing is going to pop up. So they've latched themselves on us. So there is some clout chasing here.
A dozen fucking people that said, you know what? I think Last Jedi was shit. These are the people that created an army of hatred that caused Disney to lose billions of dollars as they radicalized an army of... No, normies aren't coming onto fucking Twitter and listening to this shit. Normies are coming onto Twitter and watching cat videos. That's what fucking normies are doing. And then they're getting on with their normal day. Does every kid in the world, are they now an alt-right fucking Proud Boy because they didn't want to have Rose Tico toys from The Last Jedi or Rey toys or Kylo toys and they just stocked up on the shelves? No, they didn't want them because the characters were shit. Because the film was shit. The problem starts and ends with Kathleen Kennedy's crap handling at Lucasfilm. She's a fucking joke, but it's okay. Because there's a dozen guys on YouTube that said they didn't like The Last Jedi. So let's blame Jeremy. Let's blame Jeremy from the Quartering. Let's blame Gary from Nerdrotic. Because you are fucking pathetic.
You know what? I fucking welcome anybody who read that article to watch my content, anybody else's content here. You could just pick anything. Pick any live stream. Find where we were racist. I am right here. My name is Gary Beekler. Here's my face. Not everybody can do this. Not everybody's this dumb, but I was from the beginning. So fuck it. I've got nothing to fucking hide. I'm an ex-fucking felon. Yes, I've been to fucking prison. And you know what? Yeah, I do point out Marxist feminism that has been infiltrating our entertainment. I do point out that Disney Star Wars has brought politics into our entertainment. I do point out that Luke Skywalker was deconstructed for intersectional feminism. I will point that shit out all day long, and there's nothing wrong with it. I've never said I hate women. I never said I don't want women around. As far as strong women are concerned, my wife is the strongest fucking woman I know or you will ever fucking know. So bring it on. And you know what? I invite this person to a debate any fucking time, anywhere, on any platform. I will talk to you. If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.